Good morning. It's Saturday, August 1st. And I'm the first one in Boca Ciega Millennium Park. At least I was the first one at the gate. So they've done a lot of thinning out of this park. So I kind of want to take a walk through here, show how much thinner things are, and hopefully maybe see some good wildlife. I don't have a lot of battery power because I didn't charge my battery up, but look at this. You can clearly see the boardwalk. All of this stuff used to be really thick brush. Now you can see all the way through it. In all the years that I've been coming to this park, I've never seen them clear it out quite like this, so I guess it was due. But I mean, you used to be able to walk on this boardwalk right up here in this area and nobody'd even know that there was a boardwalk there, but now it's really thinned out. So it'll be interesting to see on the mangrove side here how much they cut out, and it does look like they went in here fairly deep, at least in this section, because this used to be just solid also. Okay, so it looks like they only cleared out the oak hammock section of this. Right here, this end here is the mangrove area, and the elevation drops about a foot. And elevation changes, 5-6 inches can be the difference between a mangrove swamp area and what they call the oak hammock area. So this is oak hammock here, and this side is solid mangroves with some other things mixed in there, and it looks like it's low tide. Very quiet here for first thing in the morning. It's just dense mangroves here. Okay, this is one of my favorite areas in Pinellas County. I'm on the upper portion of that observation tower. And the kayaking thing, where you would come out probably right around here from this tree line here, and then out to these channels here. This is Boca Ciega Bay, and on the other side of these buildings over there is the Gulf of Mexico. The first morning rays of sun coming up over the trees over this beautiful park. It's interesting to see what my camera does. Looking at this sable palm tree, and if I pan up just a little bit more to the sunlight, all the color washes out. It's a rather large bird, raptor of some sort, in the top of this dead tree. Could actually be a young bald eagle, but I got my camera on maximum zoom, and the lighting is such that I can't really get good lighting on this bird. He's rather rather large. Sure looks like an eagle to me. Tried to walk around so I could get a better view, but got some trees in the way of any different lighting and viewing angles than this right now. I can't rest my arm on the boardwalk to stabilize the camera either. That's why it's shaking. Maximum zoom always makes your image very hard to stay on. If that's a bald eagle, it certainly isn't a mature one because it doesn't have a white head. That much I can see from here. It's either that or a large osprey, but I don't think ospreys are that large. This is a rather large bird. Do a pull back so you can see about how far away this is. The camera makes it look like it's a lot further away than it really is. But that's how far I'm trying to zoom to see this bird. Sure looks like an eagle on me. A small dove laying under this boardwalk rail. This is odd. I'm gonna approach and make sure that she's okay. Probably shouldn't do this, but let's try it anyway. It's a baby. I'm not gonna touch her. But unfortunately, I don't have high hopes for her survival. If she fell out of a nest or whatever, I'm not sure where doves roost. I would assume they roost in nests, but this is a very odd place for this bird to be. You okay, baby? Yeah, she's afraid. She's lost. There's really nothing I can do for her other than to just leave her alone. Poor baby. Okay, in the midst of all this dense vegetation here along the boardwalk that I'm on, I happen to look down and see this beautiful scarlet milkweed plant right here. This is the plant that monarch butterflies use exclusively to lay their eggs on. It's funny just to be glancing through here. Here's another one over here. Just to see some of these things that I do recognize. Just kind of in the forest floor here. Beautiful plant. Look on the bottom side of the leaves and see if I see any monarch eggs. I don't see any yet, but anyway, that's rather interesting to see right out here. Here's the opening to one of the inner paths. I think I've made a video in here before. I'm not going to show all of this, but I'm going to turn the camera back on when I get to the part where the bench is, where the running water is. This is very beautiful and quiet in here. Okay, we're nearly at the little area where the water is running and there's a bench, but I wanted to kind of look at this. I'm not sure what plant this is. It's got some really beautiful colored berries on here. Not that I'd eat them or anything. I have no idea what it is, but pretty cool looking. They seem to form rings. Close to that bench with the water running. Now mind you, there's things written on this bench that I don't necessarily approve of or condone, so you can start to hear the water now. Here's the bench where I've come and sat and meditated quite often. Now this is all grown up considerably more than what it was the last few times I've been here. And you can see the running water. Now this vegetation right here is all grown up just since this spring, because earlier in the year I came here and you could actually see where that water is really making the majority of the sound. In fact, I crossed over these rocks and went to the other side early in the year, and now it's pretty much impenetrable because of this growth. But you can still sit here and listen to this beautiful music. Okay, so despite the fact that I actually put on copious amounts of insect repellent or mosquito repellent, I'm not going to be able to hang out here, because as much as I'd like to sit here at this bench and listen to this water, I'm actually absolutely getting torched here by these mosquitoes. I just looked down, I had about 6 or 7 on my ankles, and I sprayed very well too, so I'm going to have to get the heck out of here right now. Looks like the tide is coming in now, and it's going to high tide. You can see this water slowly migrating in. Let me pull back and show you where this is coming from. I'm by the observation tower, and all this is usually dry during low tide. I don't know how much is going to come in, and obviously it looks like all the way to that wet area there. It's pretty interesting to actually sit and see the tide coming in. If I turn about 75 degrees to my right, I'll be looking at that tree where that eagle was, and actually still is, that large raptor. Still sitting there, still with the sun the way it is. I really can't get a good shot of the coloring of it, but it's just kind of, I just want to shoot a little bit here on this. I don't normally get to just see the tide coming in like this. It's just one of wonderful aspects of the world. This is what our moon does for the planet. If we had no moon, we'd never see tides.